Currently, we are in Goshen, California. Population about 3,000 people. We're 35 miles south of Fresno, and we're gonna quickly walk to a location where 6 people were murdered in what authorities called at the time a quote-unquote cartel-style execution. The 6 people murdered were 72-year-old Rosa Perez, 52-year-old Eladio Perez, 50-year-old Jennifer Anala, 19-year-old Marcos Perez, and 16-year-old Elisa Perez, who was murdered alongside with her 10-month-old baby Nicholas. Now, 3 people did survive what I'm gonna call an absolute massacre. So on January 16th, the family's surveillance picks up 2 guys coming to this location. Now, they don't look like, when they're coming onto the scene, they don't look like that they're just running up and they're planning this out, just, being sneaky. No, they look like they're just coming onto the house, and they're very calm in their demeanor. And I don't know if they were invited onto the property or what, but all of a sudden, 911 gets multiple calls of just this massive gunshots. Actually, they were thinking for a minute that there were so many gunshots, they thought it was an active shooter. Now, by the time authorities arrived, you had several members of the Perez family suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, including 16-year-old Elisa and her 10-month-old baby, who were found brutally murdered right here in the street where I'm walking on right now. So this entire street was like blocked off with police or whatever. So the shooting happened in that house right there. It's still boarded up. So it took about 2 weeks to find out who the people that were responsible for the murders were. And one of them, 25-year-old Noah Beard, he was arrested in Visalia. I think Visalia is about, I want to say it's about 20 miles south. And then the other person, 35-year-old Angel Iriarte, he was arrested in this town. Yeah, it took about 2 weeks to find him, but this is where the shooting happened, right here. Still boarded out, have posted no trespassing. And then you have like a little makeshift memorial that was left for the victims here. So after the sheriff's deputies arrested both Beard and Iriarte. By the way, Iriarte got into a gun battle with the ATF, and he almost died. They actually had to whisk him into surgery. Yeah, can you imagine? So you'll see in a surveillance video that the Elisa throws or places her kid on the other side of that fence right there, and then she jumps over it and she tries to run away, and then one of the guys just comes out, and according to forensics analysis, he basically just stood right over the baby and her and just put in multiple gunshots into their heads. Absolutely incredible. Wow. So it looks like, and this is all just, a lot of it's preliminary investigation. By the way, this also might be their property too. Yeah, this is also their property. So I think some of the survivors hid in that trailer right there. So according to, everything is in preliminary kind of investigations, even though this happened, over a year ago, is that this was pretty much a gang-related shooting, because you had members of the Perez family who are validated Serrano gang members. Serrano means a gangbanger, Hispanic gangbanger from down Southern California, and the killers are validated Norteño gang members, which means normally Hispanic gang members that are either from Central California or Northern California. And you've, over the last, I want to say 10 or 15 years, it could be even longer, you've had a a migration of Southern Hispanic gang members moving out of, San Diego, moving out of Los Angeles, coming over here to Central and Northern California because rent is cheaper up here in these smaller towns than it is in Los Angeles. So you got a lot of gangbangers coming from the South, and then they're warring with the people that are calling themselves Northern gangbangers. Glad it ain't for me. At least not this time anyways. But anyway, so yeah. So both Noah Beard and Angel Uriarte, they're both being held. I'm pretty sure they're in solitary confinement because I'm pretty sure they got a bounty on their heads because both sides are going to want to get those guys whenever they wind up in prison. And the sheriff of Tulare County is calling for the death penalty in this case. However, here's the problem. As long as Gavin Newsom is the governor, there's not going to be any executions. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that there'll never be another execution in California ever again, because I think they're going to just abolish it. So there won't be any executions. I think there's about 750 people on death row here in California. And some of those guys have been on death row well over 40 years. So the last update that I seen online about this case is that so far they don't know if they're going to try to go for the death penalty or not against these two individuals. And again, law enforcement, they're pretty much just guessing that these guys had a beef. As a matter of fact, the Angel Uriarte, he actually did 5 years in prison for shooting at the girlfriend of one of the victims in that house, Eladio Perez, excuse me. So he did 5 years. So these guys have had a beef for many, many, many years. And it just culminated to that incident. I don't know what the hell those two guys were on. I'm telling you, I've always said this. Meth makes you do the damnedest things. Like when you're on meth, like you do stuff like that. Like I guarantee you there was no way that those guys were not on methamphetamine when they committed that mass murder over there. And to stand over a baby, a 10-month-old baby, just to shoot it. I mean, absolutely crazy. So I'm kind of curious to see if this is going to make tensions between the northern and the southern gangs worse, because for a while there was supposed to be at least in the prison system, that they were starting to get along, or not get along, but starting to at least coincide with each other, right? That they were going to end all hostilities towards one another. But this is a prime example of two guys that could be responsible for igniting the war within the California prison system between the Norteño gangs and the Sureño gangs. So I don't know. Anyways, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Just wanted to show you that house really quick. I'll catch up with you on the next video. Peace out.